What's happening, everyone? TomGorian here. Welcome to the season finale of the F1 24 Alpine To Glory. This is the final race of season 1 of the Alpine To Glory here in Abu Dhabi, Yas Marina. The final race of the season, the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. As you can see, we are 6th place in the Drivers' Championship, competing against Lewis Hamilton, Sergio Perez and Fernando Alonso for 4th place. Also, in the Constructors, we are battling against Aston Martin for 5th place in the Constructors' Championships. Pretty much, whoever finishes highest today gets 4th and 5th in the Constructors. Check out the previous video. The Control Electronics just gave it away. We DNF'd from the Qatar Grand Prix simply because we had an engine failure after taking the lead in a very action-packed Qatar Grand Prix. There is the rivalries. We are leading all of our rivalries with only one race to go. We are 82 rated in the driver's rating, and we are looking to potentially get 83 for the end of the season. There's nothing to do, nothing to cover with upgrades or timelines or anything. It's simply gameplay. So without further ado, let's get this season finale underway.
Welcome along, everybody. It's the fastest day of the week, qualifying Saturday, and we're here in Abu Dhabi.
So here we go, qualifying for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Practice actually went really well, considering that most of our running was pretty much with race strategy. However, we did top FP2 and FP3. However, qualifying was a bit of a different story, using hot lap in towards the final couple of corners. And our fastest lap of FP3 was a high 22, but we're going to cross the line now, and as you can see, a 22.8 only puts us P6 just ahead of Pierre Gasly. So I was a little bit shocked at that. As you can see, Alex Albon in P9, but hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more F1 24 Alpine To Glory as we begin season number 2 very, very soon. The last qualifying lap of the season, and it's not been a good start. As you can see, we're nearly down by half a tenth, entering pretty much the end of Sector 1, and we are slightly down, entering the hairpin, aka Max Verstappen corner. We brake a little bit early, but it's all about the traction and the exit, and we do get a good exit, and we are just over half a tenth up. I think for pole position, we're looking at, I want to say 5 tenths. I think Verstappen currently has pole position coming out of the hairpin. And now as we exit the hairpin, we are just under, we're now over a tenth up. So it hasn't really been the best of laps, if I have to be honest. I'm looking for another 2.5 tenths as we now enter Sector 3. And with 19 seconds to go, looks like the session is going to come to an end. We gain another tenth there, so that's a good corner. 10.9, really good corner as Sainz goes into P6. A lot of cars coming through as Verstappen does a 21.8. So Verstappen pretty much a second quicker than all of us as we exit the final couple of corners. And we're not really gaining any time. I thought we might have gained one more tenth in Sector 3. As you can see, Bottas comes around the final corner. Alonso in 8th, Piastri in 7th. Across the line we go, just over 2.5 tenths up in qualifying, and it's P10. P10 in qualifying. That's a bit of a shocker. I can't lie. I thought we had better qualifying pace than that. And as you can see, 22.6 compared to Stroll and Alonso. Stroll was behind us, and he was able to jump us. So a very close qualifying session. Stroll and Alonso 22.5, 22.4, Piastri 22.4, and then Verstappen just under 2 tenths quicker than Hamilton, and also Carlos Sainz there with a 22.1. But for us, disappointing qualifying, considering that I thought we might have had the pace to try and compete for the top 5 in qualifying, but it's P10 in the final race of the season.
Welcome to the Yas Marina circuit for the finale of another thrilling Formula One season. It's been a breathtaking year, and we end it at a track that's been the scene of many glories and heartbreaks over its history. It's time to end the season in style. It's time for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. The drivers will be racing here at the Yas Marina circuit through 16 corners and a lap distance of around 3.28 miles. There are a few opportunities to pass with long straights and DRS zones in 2 places, so plenty of close racing, then plenty of speed and plenty of drama to be found in the laps ahead. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. It's Sergio Perez on pole today, and it's Fernando Alonso alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Stroll, Thomas, Gasly, Sainz, Joe, Bottas, Leclerc, Magnussen, Russell, Tsunoda, Oscar Piastri, Sargent, Ricciardo, Verstappen, Hamilton, Albon, Hülkenberg, and Lando Norris starts from the back of the grid. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track. And alongside me today, former Formula One driver and former world champion too. See, told you I'll give you a big intro. Anthony Davidson, hello.
I don't know about you, Ant, but it seems like only a couple of weeks ago we were talking ahead of the first race. Here we are, ahead of the last race. This year has just flown by.
Yeah, a lot of races to cover these days in Formula One, Crofty, as you well know, doing them all yourself. But it's the same for the drivers. It comes at you thick and fast, and you've got to pace yourself as well to get to this point in the season. If it has gone your way, it's a great time to just enjoy it. There's nothing that can change in the championship pecking order, of course. If you've won the championship already, go out and enjoy this race and send yourself off through the winter break. If it's been a bit of a year to forget, you can try and take a bit of solace in this Grand Prix, end on a high and carry that energy into next season.
A disappointing qualifying is now turned into a very promising race. With all these grid penalties, we are now starting in P4, which I did not expect. I cannot lie. Perez is on pole, followed by the 2 Aston Martins, and then it's me and Pierre Gasly in 4th and 5th. So we could be looking at a double Alpine podium heading in towards the final, well, in towards the end of the season, pretty much. We're going to be starting on the medium tyres, medium to hard strategy for everyone else involved. However, we could be looking at a promising end to the season. Hopefully, we can secure a double podium. Let's see what we can do.
Here we go then, the formation lap gets underway and the excitement here is building as we near ever closer to the start of the race. Which team will come out on top? Who's got their strategies right for today's race? Well, we'll soon find out. As the cars come back towards the grid to line up for the start of the race, each driver will be wanting to get the best start they possibly can. And they'll be hoping to finish today's race on the podium, failing that, within the points.
It's been a great season so far for us. We've clinched 2 wins with a couple of podiums, 1 pole position, and we could end this season by finishing 4th in this championship. However, in order to finish 4th, we need to be ahead of both Aston Martins and also Sergio Perez by the end of the race. I don't know what's going to happen. Of course, Hamilton, Verstappen, Carlos Sainz, they're at the back of the grid with the penalties. It's a very mixed up grid for the final race here in the F1 24 Alpine To Glory Season 1 Championship. And it is long hold, and away we go for the final race of Season 1. Perez gets a good start, but Alonso gets a rocket launch as we go in towards turn 1. Alonso takes the lead here in Abu Dhabi. It's an Aston Martin 1-2 here at Yas Marina, and unfortunately, we are in P4 at the moment. Alonso is absolutely streaking ahead, but Perez has lost a couple of positions as we go in towards the hairpin of turn number 4. We lose the back end just a little bit, and that's not the run that we kind of wanted as we exit, or as we go on to the back straight for the first time. Perez trying to go side by side with Lance Stroll for 2nd position. We're going to try and defend maybe, but Gasly doesn't really put that much of a fight. Perez is in 2nd place, but no, we're going to try and do the switchback, but he blocks us on the exit of the chicane, and now it's going to be a bit of a run in towards turn 9. We're going to go 3 wide in towards turn 9, in towards the back straight. Can we get 2nd place in this race? Bit of contact there, but yes we do. 2nd place here in Abu Dhabi, and now we're going to try and break away from Sergio Perez and also Lance Stroll. Alonso 1.7 seconds ahead, and hopefully Gasly can pretty much follow us in this race. He is behind Lance Stroll there, as Sergio Perez gets absolutely overtakes us in towards the first hairpin, and now we're going to try and defend from Lance Stroll. And this is a bit of a slow start into this race. We're going to try and focus on Fernando Alonso. However, we can't really focus on Perez because Lance Stroll keeps attacking us as we go a little bit wide in towards turn 9. That's not the entry of that corner that we wanted, and now we're going to go side by side with Lance Stroll as we head in towards sector 3. We defend successfully against Lance Stroll, and now we can try and focus on attacking Sergio Perez on lap number 5. There's an objective to try and overtake Sergio Perez before lap 10, and we do that pretty much 5 laps before that objective expires. So it is P2 in this race, and now we're going to try and hunt down Fernando Alonso with the help of Sergio Perez. I don't really want to fight Sergio in this first stint of the race. I just want to use the DRS to try and close in on Fernando Alonso, and hopefully Gasly can follow Lance Stroll, but it doesn't look like he's following. He's 2.9 seconds down behind Lance Stroll as Perez and Alonso go side by side. This isn't what we need, but pretty much we're close to the Aston Martin and the Red Bull, and we're going to replicate the move that we did on lap 1 6 laps later on the inside, and we take the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix on lap number 7 on the exit of turn 9. Double overtakes for days on both Alonso and also Sergio Perez. Have a bit of a scare moment there as we lose the back end on the beginning of lap 8, and let's see if we can try and defend from Fernando Alonso in the Aston Martin. We're still going side by side in towards turn 2. Lose the back end once again. We have to correct it, and that's lost us a lot of time there. And Sainz, I believe, has gone ahead of Pierre Gasly for 6th place, so that's not really a good start. But as you can see, look at the train that there is between us and also the second half of the grid as we now enter the back straight on lap 9. DRS wide open, and there is an overtake for the lead once again here in the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. And for the first half of this race, that's what this race was pretty much about for the first half. Just swapping with Alonso, fighting with Perez, and just trying to break away from that gap, as you can see, of Lance Stroll, Carlos Sainz, my teammate there. I think that's George Russell as well, and I believe also Max Verstappen is also in that mix. Perez goes around the outside, he tries to do a double overtake, and he absolutely does it there. We tried to do the switchback, but again, Perez covers us off, and again, once again, side by side between Alonso and Perez. Alonso with DRS, we're going to try and go the long way round, force Perez wide. Alonso tries to force us wide, but Alonso covers us off on lap 11, and now Perez tries to do the undercut. It's going to be side by side in towards sector 3. However, we do get the position back from Sergio Perez. Now overtake Alonso before lap 18. However, we're going to try, oh god, the drift there coming in towards the pit exit, and that was very lucky because we could have really spun and crashed there pretty much. But we have lost pretty much, I think, a second to Fernando as we come into the box. 2.5 estimated stop time. We're going to swap from the hards to the medium tyres, and that will take us to the end of the race. Bit of a hold up there for the Aston Martin. Back away we go. We are behind Fernando and ahead of Verstappen and also Leclerc as well. So Verstappen has made a lot of progress in this race. Lap 14 on lap 15 now, and we're now coming in towards the start-finish straight. Let's see if we have jumped Sergio Perez in the race, and as you can see, we have jumped Gasly and Stroll. Perez is still in the box, and let's see, I think Leclerc's also jumped Gasly as well, so that's not good for our teammate. Let's see the gap, 3.6, 3.7 seconds, so it looks like we've pretty much gained 3 whole seconds because of that undercut. And now on the next lap, we do the fast lap of the race at 25.1. Lap 16, coming on to lap 17 now. We're going to do, again, a slight improvement, again, the 25.108. So we're slightly but surely getting quicker and quicker on these hard tyres. We slightly go slower on that lap, and now, as you can see, the lap times are really starting to come down. Lance Stroll 25 flat for the Aston Martin Canadian driver, and now you'll see Carlos Sainz as you can see, 24.9. So now we're entering the 24s into this race. Lap 19, DRS overtake on Fernando Alonso, and we once again retain the lead of this race. Fernando is actually going to try and fight in towards this chicane, but the last thing I want to do is lose time towards Perez and also Stroll and Verstappen, who has made a lot of time since he came from 18th. Now, lap 20, we do a 24.6, which gives us the extra point for the fast lap, which we might need in the race for 4th place against Lance Stroll, Alonso, Hamilton, and also Sergio Perez as well. Lap 21, Fernando Alonso passes us with DRS, and now I don't really want to battle Fernando Alonso that much. I just want to keep within his DRS because I want to try and overtake him on the last lap. If we can try and do a last lap overtake on Fernando, that would really be a great way to end the season. Bit of an objective there to drain the DRS to 24% by lap 27. I think we did that by overtaking Alonso. However, once again, Alonso is now coming back at us and he retains the lead. But the most important thing is the gap between us and Sergio is around about 3.5 seconds. As long as it stays there or hovers between 3.5 and 2.5 by the end of the race, then that's all that matters. And now, speaking of the end of the race, here it is, the final lap of this race. Sergio Perez is 2.7 seconds behind us. He's not going to be an issue in this race. We've got 75% wear for battery. We're going to burn all the battery. Alonso doesn't have any battery left. We take the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix on the final lap of this race. However, it's still not over yet. We're going to have to try and somehow defend from Alonso entering the back straight, and it looks like he has got no battery left as we burn all of our battery. And there it is, we have retained the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix on the final lap of this race. Sergio Perez will not be a factor at all. He's 3.3 seconds behind, and now as long as we don't make any mistakes, we should be in prime position to win the final race of season 1 of the Alpine To Glory. We started in 4th place. We've had a battle with Sergio Perez and Fernando Alonso, and we're going to end this season in the best way possible. We're going to win the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix.
Yes, 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 guys, yes! Come on, boys! Yes, mate, that's it. Season's over, and what a season it's been. Really great effort from you. The whole team is really proud of you, so thank you for a fantastic effort. See you back in the pit lane.
That's it then, they've taken the win here as we wrap up another fantastic Formula One season.
Well, a great victory today for the final race of the season, and you take that energy with you through the end of the year, through the winter break, and it's important because your team lives off of that. You want them to deliver you the best possible car for the start of next season's campaign.
Once again, it's podium time, and once again, it's a clear win for Alpine. The team have seen their fair share of success in Formula One, and today is proof that they've still got what it takes to thrill us all. Congratulations to everyone at Alpine.
What a way to end season 1 of the Alpine To Glory. We take victory here at Abu Dhabi at the Yas Marina circuit, and that is a very satisfying victory indeed. We won. I think we won at Imola. I think we've won at Spa. And this is our 3rd win of the season, and I believe this should put us P4 in the Drivers' Championship. Let's see. So we do win the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix by Fernando Alonso and also Sergio Perez, as well as we're on the podium pass screen. And as you can see there, Alonso, Perez, Verstappen finished P4. Gasly didn't finish in the points. Wow, that's very disappointing from Pierre Gasly. I thought he might have tried to get a top 5 finish there, but unfortunately Gasly didn't have the pace. And as you can see, 4th place is ours. We've beaten Hamilton, we've beaten Sainz, we've beaten Alonso, and we've beaten Sergio Perez to 4th place in the Drivers' Championship, and we've beaten Aston Martin to claim 5th in the Constructors' Championship. We were too far away from Mercedes to challenge for 4th, but we did get 5th place, so that is a very satisfying thing. And to finish 4th with the race victory there. The fast lap did matter though, as we finish, 11 points ahead of Sergio Perez and also 16 points ahead of Lance Stroll. And yeah, Season 1 is done. We get 2,750 awareness for top 10 finishes during the season. We have beaten Sergio Perez in the championship rivalry. We've beaten Yuki Tsunoda, which means we are officially 83 rated in the Alpine To Glory. 85 racecraft, 81, 82 awareness now, 83 pace, and now 79 focus with 69 experience means we now climb to 83 RTG for the Alpine To Glory. 46% recognition, maxed out manufacturing expert, level 3 wind tunnel engineer, level 2 material fabrication planner, and level 2 quality assurance tester. And that is that. The final episode of Season 1 of the Alpine To Glory is complete. Season 1 is done, and now all that remains is the off-season. Do we stay at Alpine, or do we go to another team? Find out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.